It all started in a small studio in the Philippines back in 2016. Just 5 guys chasing a dream, no fame, no hype, just raw passion. No one really knew their names yet. But by 2025, they weren't just trending, they were touring the world, topping charts and changing how people saw Filipino music. From Manila to Los Angeles, from doubters to believers, SB19 didn't just make it big, they redefined what was possible for P-pop. But of course, it didn't happen overnight. So how did these 5 individuals, ordinary guys with very different stories, pull off one of the most inspiring comebacks in Asian pop culture? This is the full story of SB19's rise to global fame. SB19 didn't come from a talent show or a single viral moment. They were built from the ground up through a strict training program, launched in 2016 by ShowBT Philippines, a company that brought South Korea's K-pop style discipline and structure into the local Filipino music scene. Imagine spending years training day in, day out, dancing until your legs give out, vocal lessons until your voice cracks. Constant pressure, no fans, no fame, and no guarantee any of it will even work out. That's how SB19 started. The group's made up of 5 guys, each one completely different, but somehow they just click. There's Josh, confident, sharp, and always cool with his delivery as the rapper. Pablo, the leader and main songwriter, he's the emotional backbone, the one pouring his soul into every song. Stell has a voice that literally stops people in their tracks. Powerful, clean, and packed with emotion. Ken? He's got that mysterious vibe. Deep voice, unique style, and a quiet confidence that stands out. And then there's Justin, the youngest of the group. Charming, creative, and super consistent. He's the guy who ties it all together. What made them work wasn't just talent, it was balance. No one tried to outshine the others, they moved and grew as one. And in a country where idol groups weren't exactly mainstream, they were about to shake things up in a big way. Before anyone knew their name, SB19 were just 5 guys grinding it out, getting hit with one disappointment after another. They had already released a few songs, but nothing really caught on. The views were low. Barely any buzz. It was discouraging. They had trained for years, pushed themselves hard, and it felt like no one was watching. Then they released Go Up. But it wasn't the official music video that made waves. It was something way simpler, a dance practice video. Just them in a plain studio, no flashy lights, no backup dancers. Just 5 guys giving everything they had. Someone shared the clip on Twitter, and it exploded. People were shocked. These were Filipino performers, tight choreography, sharp moves, and real presence. It had that K-pop polish but with their own twist. And just like that, the momentum shifted. The world finally started to pay attention. It didn't take long for their fandom to rise up, and it wasn't just about liking a few songs. Fans were all in. They weren't just cheering from the sidelines, they were part of something bigger. SB19 wasn't trying to copy anyone. They were proving that Filipino artists could stand toe-to-toe with the best in the world. That viral moment, it was the spark. But instead of letting it be their peak, they treated it like a launch pad. SB19 stopped chasing the spotlight and started owning it. After Go Up got them noticed, they didn't play it safe. They pushed harder, tried new things, and showed they were more than just a one-hit group. Then in 2023 they dropped I Want You, and it hit different. Smooth, bold, and more grown-up. The music video, directed by Jed Regala, felt like a statement. It was stylish, artistic, and showed a side of SB19 fans hadn't seen before. And they didn't just drop the track and disappear, they performed it everywhere. From big stages like PopCon to primetime spots on ASAP, all the way to billboards on Hollywood Boulevard, and even Times Square in New York. Yeah, that Times Square, SB19 kept showing the world how far they'd come. Every performance was tighter, more confident, and just flat-out impressive. But that was just one song in a growing catalog of hits. There was Pagsibol, and that wasn't just an EP. It felt like a statement. A reminder that this group was constantly growing and evolving. And then came Gento, an absolute banger. It mixed Filipino flair with SB19's unmatched energy. That song didn't just take off, it became a full-blown anthem. But here's the thing, their music wasn't just catchy. It had depth. Each track had a message, a story, a purpose. SB19 proved they weren't just riding a viral wave, they were carving out their own path. Song by song, they kept stepping it up. The vocals got stronger, the performances got sharper, and the storytelling hit even harder. And anthem? They weren't going anywhere. Their fandom kept growing, spreading across Asia, the US, and reaching fans all around the world. By 2024, SB19 had already proven they were more than just a boy band. But PAGTATAG? The documentary gave fans a deeper look, a real look into the grind behind the glamour. The film followed them on their massive 18-show world tour, and it wasn't all screaming fans and flashing lights. It was also stress, exhaustion, and the pressure to deliver. We saw Pablo dealing with serious tour anxiety, opening up about the mental and emotional weight that comes with leading a group at this level. There were creative clashes, late-night rehearsals, and even heartbreaking concert cancellations, moments that reminded us they're human too. But it was also a story of resilience and teamwork. Watching how the members supported each other offstage only made their bond more inspiring, and the world noticed. The film wasn't just for fans, it was critically recognized too. It was officially selected for the 2025 Osaka Asian Film Festival, putting a spotlight not just on SB19, but on the rise of P-pop as a global movement. Now, what really sets SB19 apart isn't just the music, it's the people behind it. Each member brings something uniquely powerful to the table. Pablo, the leader, is the emotional backbone of the group. He's not just calling the shots, he's also writing, producing, and holding the team together when the pressure gets overwhelming. He's opened up about battling stage fright, especially during big tours, but somehow, he still manages to lead with heart and vision. Then there's Josh, the vocal powerhouse. His voice cuts through every track like lightning. Whether it's a ballad or a dance anthem, Josh has this raw edge that just grabs your attention. Stell is the group's lead dancer and their visual king. But he's more than just charisma, his stage presence is magnetic. He commands attention with every move, and you can tell he lives and breathes performance. Ken, on the other hand, brings swagger and energy. He's not the loudest in interviews, but on stage, he becomes the unofficial hype man, riling up crowds with his rap lines and slick movements. And finally, Justin, the group's main rapper and one of the sharpest creative minds in the team. He's a storyteller at heart, often contributing to lyrics and concepts behind their songs and visuals. If you've watched PAGTATAG, the documentary, you've seen them talk about this dynamic. They know each other's strengths. And instead of competing, they complement. It's that synergy, the give and take between personalities that keeps them solid and unstoppable. SB19's recent releases showed just how much they've evolved, not just as artists, but as storytellers. Their single Damn, released in early 2025, was a major turning point. The sound was sharper, the message deeper, and the impact? Immediate. It shot to #1 on Billboard's World Digital Song Sales chart, making it clear that SB19 wasn't slowing down. Then came Dunka. And Time, 2 surprise drops that had fans buzzing. Dunka was playful and energetic, while Time pulled at heartstrings, reflecting on how far they've come and what lies ahead. Performance-wise, they've only gotten stronger. Whether it's on a massive stage like the Philippine Arena or a global platform in Times Square, they've proven time and again they can own any crowd. And the story's still unfolding. More shows are coming. Later in 2025, they're heading to Hong Kong, Dubai, Doha, Riyadh, Sydney, Melbourne, and Tokyo. The excitement is building and fans around the world are waiting. SB19 is more than just a P-pop group, they've become a symbol of what happens when talent meets purpose. They took the structure of K-pop training, intense rehearsals, sharp choreography, polished vocals, but poured in something completely Filipino. The grit, the heart, the unshakable belief that they could represent their country on the world stage. What makes them different? It's the creative control. It's the emotional honesty. It's their ability to take fans behind the curtain, like in PAGTATAG, and show the fear, the arguments, the dreams. SB19 isn't just here to perform, they're building a legacy. One song, one show, one milestone at a time. And honestly, this isn't the end. So guys, if SB19's journey moved you, if their story reminded you that anything is possible with heart and hustle, go ahead and hit that like button. Also, hit the subscribe button so you don't miss our next deep dive. Every view, every click helps us keep telling stories that matter to fans like you and to artists rewriting the rules.